started, she talked.
$1,000 was.
This is Elements 2014. Elements 2014.
Ready to play that song?
50 brand new Imogen Elements. Ideal for today's radio. Elements 2014. Get it today from Air Media.
Good day. I'm Marvin Ringor speaking. It's time to interview Mr. Kiyosaki. Today's top stories is about this other was to increase your child's financial IQ. Miss Salvador and Miss Sigua will be the ones who will interview Mr. Kiyosaki. This is one of the most presenting matters.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kiyosaki. I'm Miss Salvador, and I'm here with Miss Igua. May we ask you some questions? Why do you invest in real estate instead of mutual funds?
I did not say avoid. I said real estate gives me greater control over my taxes.
Are you saying that people should avoid paying taxes? Isn't that a little risky?
I did not say avoid. I said real estate gives me greater control over my taxes.
The problem with your message is that you can't buy real estate anymore. The prices here in Phoenix are too simply high. Besides, how can I find property, buy it cheap, fix it up and sell it? I don't have that kind of time.
Well, I don't trade real estate. I invest in real estate.
Are you saying that fixing up a property and selling it for a profit is not investing?
Well, in the broad term definition of investing, I guess you could call buying or selling real estate investing. But in the world of investing, people who buy something they don't plan on using or owning are often called traders. Then, buy to sell. An investor usually buys to hold and uses the asset for cash flow and capital gains. It is just a finer distinction.
But don't you have to sell your property to get your capital gains?
No, a true investor will do their best to get their capital gains out without selling or trading their property. You see, the first objective of an investor is to buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold. A true investor primary objective is to increase their asset and not to sell them. They may sell, but it is not primary objective. In a true investor's mind, it takes too much time to find good investment. So, they would rather buy and hold. A trader buys and sells, hopefully increasing their cash basis each time. An investor buys to hold, and a trader buys to sell.
Are you saying that you do not look for rundown pieces of property you can fix up and sell for a profit?
I might look for properties, especially if I can buy and hold them. But the answer is no. I am not necessarily looking for properties that are run down and need repair.
So what are you looking for?
First of all, I am usually looking for a motivated seller. People often need to sell quickly, so they are willing to negotiate a good price. Or, I look to banks for properties that are in foreclosure.
It sounds like you are picking on people who are in trouble. That doesn't sound fair.
Well, first of all, the person needs to sell. He or she is delighted to have an interested buyer. And second, haven't you ever just wanted to get rid of something you no longer needed and were happy to get some money for it?
Well, it still sounds to me like you look for people to take advantage of. If you didn't, why would you buy a foreclosure? Isn't the reason someone is the foreclosure because they run upon the economic times?
Well, I can see how you can see it that way. And from the point of view, you have a point. But in the other side of the coin is that the bank foreclosed on the person because the person did not keep their agreements with the bank. I did not foreclose on them, the bank did.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. But I think it is just another case of rich picking on the poor and weak. So after fighting motivated seller or a bank foreclosure, what else do you look for?
Well, the next thing I do is run my numbers and see if the IRR or the internal rate of return makes sense.
IRR? Why is that important?
As I said earlier, my objective as an investor is to buy and hold. IRR or internal rate of return is important because it measures how fast I can get my initial capital back, often called my down payment. I want my 182 initial capital back quickly because I want to go back out and buy another asset with it.
So, what about the debt? Aren't you interested in paying off the debt?
No, my objective is not to pay off my debt, but my objective is to increase my debt.
Increase your debt? Why would you want to increase your debt?
Goodbye.